you never know where you're going to end up, and we would never in a million years, if I go back 3-4 years before we immigrated, would have thought we would have ended up where we are now. Like,
No. Okay.
yeah.
So it's been really, really long since we did our last video. It's probably been
3 years?
3 years
Yeah,
at least.
more or less.
So what is the reason why? Life got busy. We just...
Yeah, life got busy, and I think it was just a bit of a time in our lives where we want to like sit down and decide what we're gonna do, what's the goal in life, and we just decided to remove ourselves totally from like the social media aspect of things and go more into planning our lives and I mean, so much we need to tell you guys, like buying a house and starting a family and yeah.
So we do, like, I have a few things of like what we kind of want to speak about, but it is kind of just go with the flow, and whatever we say. So it has obviously been a really long time. It's been like 3 years, and in that time a lot has changed, I guess. We are kind of like the content and stuff that we were posting was literally just like we were coming over, we were planning everything. We didn't know what was going on. We were just trying to basically keep our heads above water, to be very honest with you. That's basically how it was. But yeah, so in those 3 years, we ended up, we showed you like the last apartment we were in. We ended up moving to a new place after that. We were there for like just under 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years.
About 2 years. And then we actually ended up buying a house. So that is where we are now.
Yeah.
So
I think let's let's start from the beginning. When we came over and all of that, we came here and we were like, you know, still in, I would say, call it like the honeymoon phase or whatever, from immigrating, and everything was new and everything was exciting and all of these treats and stuff that you've never had in South Africa, you get here now, and the way of life and the culture and all of that stuff. So everything was new to us, and you know, I think for the first year, like every month there was something new we discovered, or you know, a hack to this or that. But we want to take you guys maybe down the other side of things.
Yeah, but so that's what I was going to say. Is the gist of it, I guess, is like we moved houses, like life was crazy, everything like that. We ended up buying a house, and we also had a baby. So like life was just kind of crazy. And like obviously we're in a completely different place in life now than we were literally like what May will be 4 years. So we're in a completely different stage of our lives now. We're completely different people as well. A lot has changed. But like we did want to kind of speak about the challenges, I suppose, that we may have gone through, especially when we first like came here. Like obviously, like not just adjusting to the country, but also financially, I suppose, because we came over and we were like very, very young.
And like coming over, when we came over initially, like the rand to the euro, I think it was 15 rand to the euro. So you can just imagine, like back then it was already like, oh geez, the conversion rate is quite intense for us, whereas now it's almost 20, and at a stage it was 21 euros. So when we came over initially, like we came to Ireland, and we like moved to like different like Airbnbs kind of, because I had family that also came over, my cousin and them, so we moved around and all of that. And I think in that time frame, it was just like there was a housing crisis at the time, and a lot of people couldn't get rentals or anything like that. So everything was expensive, housing related. So we ended up spending, I think in the first 3 months before we started working and getting an apartment and all of that stuff, I think we spent like almost 100,000 or 60,000.
Yeah, it was a lot. That was just on accommodation, so just on Airbnbs, and also
that's excluding food, anything.
That was just accommodation, and also we came over in like May, so by the time we were trying to still get like rentals and stuff, it was summer as well, so like everything was more expensive. So we ended up spending a lot of money, and then obviously that was Airbnbs, and then we had to after that we had to still pay a deposit plus rent
plus buy a car.
Like it was a lot. And like in order to kind of fund it to come over here, we sold everything we had, like cars, furniture, like everything. So the money that we had coming over here was like everything that we had, and it was dependent on like Dylan getting a job, starting to work and everything like that. So in the beginning, like we'll tell people now, we obviously didn't want to.
You don't want to speak about it because it's like
back then.
It's a lot of people, and they immigrate and all of that, and they don't want to show that side, because I know like a lot of people have like these dreams and aspirations and all of that stuff when they get over into a new country, which is great. I mean, like you want to make it work, and for some people it doesn't work, for other people it works, and I think for us, we just stuck it through. And I mean, we went through a stage where when you start work, if you come over from another country, you get super taxed until you get your PPSN numbers and all of that stuff. So you get super taxed by, I think it was 50% of your salary.
Half your salary of the month.
Yeah. So before you get that, look, you get it back eventually when you get your PPS, and then you know the revenue and all of that pays it back to you. But for that time frame, I mean, we were eating like noodles and stuff because we had nothing. Like if you pay your rent, you were rationing just to put fuel into your car, like all of that stuff. So a lot of people don't show that side of things, which is now we find, you know, we can speak about it. We've come through it, and you know, you laugh about it in the end, and it's a learning curve, and relationship takes a lot of strain immigrating because there's so much happening. Like there's so many new things, and it's a lot happening for two people that just like, you know, we got married, got onto a plane, boom, we into a new country. So it was very difficult, very, very difficult. But I would say 2024 onwards, it all started to change, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's when we were kind of like into it, and we were getting a bit better. We were adjusting more, and that's when I think we could kind of look back at like when we first came here and everything, and laugh about it, and actually even like tell like our parents even that is how bad it was. But like we said, if you're in that stage, or if you're looking to still come, or you're looking to immigrate anywhere, just know that you will get through it. Like it is really difficult. It is not easy. It is one of the most difficult things we've ever had to do in our lives, but it's worth it. Like we wouldn't have it kind of any other way. And in the same way, like this is now our home. Like this is where it feels home. If we go on holiday, or even back to South Africa on holiday, like we just, when you know that feeling when you want to come home, like this is our home now. So yeah, like you said, it gets easier, and it's difficult.
It's difficult, and the thing is, like, if you get through it, you learn so much from it, and you know, you start seeing a different side of yourself and all of that, and eventually, you know, when you get through it, you just like, you kind of like change as a human. Like it's really good in a way, I would say. For some people, for other people, it might be a different experience. And you know, some people immigrate and they just don't seem to like the country, or they just want to go back home. And for others, it turns out really great. And you know, fortunately for us, it turned out very, very positive, and we are really blessed where we are right now, you know, to be able to buy a house, and we just got a new car at the start of the year and all of that stuff. So we're really blessed at where we are in life, but a lot of hard work goes into it. And I don't think a lot of people speak about the hard work that goes into that. Like, we put our heads down, and for like 3 years, it was just constant grind to get, because we'll still get to the part of buying a house. That's a whole other story. We'll get to that, but yeah, it was a journey.
Yeah, it was. But like we said, we got through it, and yeah, we're very blessed and thankful to be where we are now.
Yeah.
I guess another thing is kind of like, one of the things I wanted to say is like how we have adjusted now compared to then, but I guess we kind of spoke about that a little bit. But I think like when we first came here, and it's like anywhere in the world, everything's kind of different. Like, you're no longer hearing like your accent anymore around you. Like, everything's different. Everything, the shops are different. You have to learn different foods and how things work and everything like that. And I think in the beginning it is a very big kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Adjustment, and it's kind of a culture shock. But I think we've adjusted.
Not the weather though.
Yeah.
That is something you will not adjust. In Ireland, I don't care who you are. If you come from a country with a lot of sun, and you go to a country with not a lot of sun, you will not adjust.
You will not adjust. No, you will not. I mean, I feel like we don't feel the cold as much as when we first came here. So I think that's kind of adjusted a bit, but it's still that kind of, whenever the sun's out, we're like,
because if her family comes over, it would be what, 10-12 degrees, and I'm like, oh, this is a lovely day today, and they're all like with jackets and everything, you know. So it is, you do adjust to it, but it will always still be a little bit chilly.
And I think we do miss, like, whenever someone asks us like, oh, like, why did you move here, and like, don't you miss this and don't you miss that and the weather and everything, like, I think in a way we do miss the sunshine, and we miss the good weather, and we miss being able to like go outside on a Saturday and just have a braai, because you can do that almost every Saturday. And like, I think we miss that. But in the same way, like, okay, we do still have braais. We have braais when it's raining. We have it when it's cold in the middle of winter. Like, we have it. We still do it.
Yeah.
But I think we wouldn't, like, we miss that. But we still, like, where we are now, we still. What are the words I'm looking for?
I don't know. You're looking for a lot of words. We are happy. We are happy where we are now, and there was a few reasons why we left South Africa. And you know, I think a lot of people have so many bad things to say about South Africa. It's still our home. It's still our country, and I love South Africa. Love the culture. Love everything about it. Yes, there's a lot of bad things people say about South Africa, and some of it's true, some of it's not, and we're not going to get into politics or anything like that. But we do miss South Africa a lot. When we visit family there, we do splurge a lot. So that's where the euro kind of like, you know, comes in good for us. But it's super nice to be able to still have the opportunity to go there, because obviously my whole family is this side, her whole family is that side. So it is different. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also given us a new kind of appreciation for South Africa, the fact that we don't live there anymore. Like, our feelings have kind of changed, where because you're removed from it, you just see like the positive, and we just think about how we love South Africa, we love the people, like, it's just changed, I guess, like our hearts and stuff towards South Africa. Like, the people are so friendly. Not to say that they're not friendly here. They are.
You just notice
friendly.
it more, because the last time we went to South Africa, I walked into a shop, and everyone, if I walk into a shop at a mall or whatever, they would come up to me, they would greet you, and they would like ask you, how's your day, or all of that stuff, you know. So it's like, how can we help you? But I think like it also depends. Like, if you and you go to a village or whatever, like they will always ask you, that, you know, they will greet you and all of that. So yeah, it is, I think the top things that I do miss the most is just walking into a shop and buying biltong, or a nice old booty there by the butcher or whatever, where they have the braai outside and all of that. So we do miss those things, but you learn to love other things. Yeah, black pudding is one of my favorite things right now. Cassidy will not touch it. It's super nice, and there's a few things in Ireland which I really like to eat. So
Yeah, I think like we said, like we'll always love South Africa, and there's things we miss, there's food we miss, but we love Ireland so much, and I think at the end of the day, like the things that are good in Ireland outweigh the things that are good in South Africa. Like genuinely, if you go walk down the street, we've been here for 4 years, and it still is like so, like we still are like wow, because we walk down the street, but also like people will greet us when we walk down the street. They'll be like, oh, like, hi, whatever the case, like they're so friendly, and we are still just like what the heck, do you know? So
or like summer when the sun literally sets at like 10 p.m. and we outside on walks, so it's like you're supposed to be in bed sleeping and the sun's still shining. So it is weird, and we are very fortunate where we live. We buy the River Shannon, and we have this beautiful village and all of that stuff, and the people are so friendly. I mean, when we moved in, we had our neighbors and stuff bring us cake, and people down the road came to greet us and congratulate us on the purchase of the house and all of that stuff. So it's very strange. Like, I know South Africa, I know when you move in, you checking the people out there and all of that, and it takes a while before you actually start speaking to one another and all of that. That's just my opinion, but yeah, it was very friendly when we moved in.
But the last thing that I wanted to say was we spoke about like the challenges and stuff when we first came here, and like all of that stuff, but I wanted to see from your side, what are the challenges that you find now, and I'll give my challenges as well, for obviously like maybe living in Ireland or away from South Africa or whatever the case may be. What would you say the challenges are?
Challenges, okay, should I start from the beginning when we got here, or
no, I'm saying
just
now,
in general?
I'm saying now that we've been here for almost 4 years, what are the challenges? Like now we've adjusted.
Buying a house and getting people out to do contract work, because in South Africa so many people, and there's so many things that you just know. In Ireland, when we got here, we purchased this house, and the heating system, that was the first thing. I was like, how does this bloody thing work? So there's an oil burner that heats the radiators. There is a solid fuel stove, and it's not a stove that you would think in South Africa. It's like a normal stove that you close. It's like a fireplace. Yeah. That also heats the house. And then you have your press that has the immersion tank.
It's not like, they don't even call it a geyser here.
It's not a geyser.
It's like an immersion tank.
So all of those things were interlinked with each other, and I was like, okay, so how do I even work these things? And then you try and contact people, and it's sometimes difficult, because you'll get guys that genuinely want to help you, and then just like in South Africa, you'll get people that will want to help you, and then you get guys that take the opportunity to go, okay, this guy's not from here, he doesn't know, and they charge you like insane amounts. So I've had people, so we had to do a few things in the house, and I've had people that quote me 10,000 euros, and then I have people that quote me 2,000 euros. So that's kind of like the most difficult thing for me, because I can't expect Cassidy to help me with something when it's like some of the projects are a bit big and all of that, so you need to get people in for that. So I think that was the most difficult part for me.
I think that's still a challenge that we'll be going through for a very long time, because we also we can't ask. It's not like you're in South Africa and now something goes wrong with the house you've bought. you can now ask someone that you know for advice. How do I do this? How do I do that? And they can answer. Everything's different here, so we can't even ask like our parents because they have no idea. So we have to get people.
We are fortunate though.
Get in.
So I have some amazing people at my workplace. Some of them we're very close with. And if there's something that we need to know, especially when Elijah was born, you know, there's stuff like baby things that we didn't really know. And yes, you Google it and all of that, but there's always like some Irish remedies or, you know, things that they like, no, you should get that. And the same with the house stuff. Like there was a few people like that I work with in the company that helped me out to, you know, get people recommendations and all of that stuff. So we're very fortunate to also have those people in our lives.
Like I said, I think we'll.
What's yours?
So mine's a bit more deep than yours, I would say.
Okay, here we go. Brace yourselves.
But it's obviously different to yours because we're in different situations. So for mine, I guess, like my family still lives in South Africa. So for mine, I would say is going through like Christmases, birthdays, Easters, everything like that, and obviously being so far away from them, not being able to see them for those celebrations. And obviously that was difficult from the beginning, and I've gotten used to it. But I think for me now, like being a mom and having a baby, my parents or grandparents, like everything like that, like now they're kind of missing all of that for him. So they won't be there for like his Christmas. They won't be there for Easter. They won't be there for those things. Like yes, we might be able to like go there for a Christmas, my parents come here for a birthday or whatever the case. But I think that is something that is a challenge for me. It's just knowing that that's going to be the foreseeable future. And I guess for you, like Dylan's parents, they live in Ireland, but they live like 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So
that's also a thing that with traveling, when you come or you immigrate to a country and you don't have a set goal. So a lot of people will immigrate, and this is, I think, with everyone, if it's Australia or whatever the case, a lot of people will want to immigrate and then be situated in a city center or somewhat of a city center or around a city center. In Ireland, that's not the case. Like there's companies like Cassidy's company that she works for is 3 hours away. And she's fortunate enough not to, you know, go in and out of the office, or she works fully remotely, but some of them are like really far away and you never know where you're going to end up. So for us, when we came here, we were like Dublin, and then we saw Dublin and we were like, nah, this is not for us. It's just, and we were like, we want to be city people, we want to be inside city center, and we ended up not doing that at all. Both properties we lived at was like like very far out from the city, which is nice because in Ireland you live in a village, and a village will have like your local bar. You'll have like, if you're fortunate enough, you'll have like a Texaco or Centra petrol station. Petrol stations are different than South African ones. They cater for a lot more.
Not just a garage pie.
Not just a garage pie. You can have a full-blown meal.
You can have a breakfast in a bag. You can get bacon, eggs, a sausage,
hash browns, everything.
You can
get it in a bag. So petrol stations are mint. Getting back to that is, you never know where you're going to end up, and we would never in a million years, if I go back 3-4 years before we immigrated, would have thought we would have ended up where we are now. Like, no. I didn't even know this place existed. So.
Yeah, that is true as well. Like, I guess unless you're coming here with a job already, then you know kind of where you're going to live. Like, that's whatever, but you're following a job. It's the same way. Like, you have a lot, like Dylan has a lot of family members that also like kind of immigrated, and everyone lives at least an hour away from each other, which in South Africa, that doesn't really happen. You normally like live around like your family within like 20 minutes or so. So you end up getting spread out throughout Ireland because you're kind of going and living closer to your work, or like just you end up like dispersed.
Yeah.
So I guess that is a challenge as well, because you end up having to travel like an hour.
An hour, yeah, traveling an hour in South Africa is totally different, because you get back roads, yeah, and bog roads, where we will still show you guys with upcoming videos and stuff, because we will continue with all of this. It's literally one car fits in that road.
It's like a single lane road
for 2 cars.
There's 2 cars,
yeah.
And that is something that we still have to get. Like, I think we're more kind of used to it, but there are still a few roads that are very sketchy, and I'm like holding on the side, like, oh my gosh, today's the day. But
crazy.
Like, yeah, that's also something that, look, there is a lot. Like, we could probably go on and on and on and on and on about everything that is different and everything that is the way it is. Everything is just it's Irish, do you know? So
I love it though. It's amazing.
We love it, yeah. So yeah, but I guess like our goals, I guess, for like this channel and what we want to kind of do going forward is we would like to start actually posting regularly, posting more kind of videos. I mean, depending on how this video goes, depending on everything like that.
And also, we're going to do a lot of renovations in the house. So we will be showing a lot of like cost breakdowns, a lot of the renovation stuff we've started now in the front of the house, at the main entrance and all of that, which we did ourselves. But most of the stuff we're going to do ourselves, but we will be taking videos and showing what we're going to do, how we're going to redo the house. It is quite a big house. There's 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and we're going to do all of it, plus the kitchen.
Yeah, so that is like that's going to be a lot of videos to come. We want to do it. We really enjoy that type of thing. We love like interiors, we love changing, we love making it our own, but obviously we like to do it ourselves. Even if we don't know exactly how to do something yet, we're going to learn, because whenever I kind of see something, or like I see something, I don't know, even on YouTube or Pinterest, that's the worst, but I see it and I'm always like, we can do that. And then Dylan's
2 hours in and
Dylan's
fighting and
I don't
slapping.
even own it. I don't own a saw. I don't own this. And I'm like, we can do it ourselves.
We can do it.
But yeah, so I guess stay tuned for content like that of us learning, and yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Is it gonna be fun though?
Not actually. Painting skirtings, I hate it.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, if you've ever had to hold a torch for a man who is trying to do a job in the dark or whatever the case, and they're there and you're shining the torch and your arm's dying and they're like, I can't see it, you're like, I'm holding the torch.
That was us.
If
Me doing the electrical in this house, let me tell you, it was a horror story. It was horrible.
And you'll still do it again every time. He's like, it's time for me to do the electrics again, like trying to install a light outside multiple times of it,
because you know the whole wiring here is not the same as South Africa, so the color and all of that is not the same, and how they do it, we'll get into that stuff. It was horrible.
What was the problem with the light outside?
Okay, so
what was the problem?
So
you spent
you calm down.
Minutes.
45 minutes. I'm swearing this light, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing wrong? I've got testers, I've got everything there. Eventually, I switch the power on because I didn't want to shock myself. Switch the power on, and I'm just sitting there by the car, and I'm literally like, what am I doing wrong? And I look under this thing, and I go, smart ass. I didn't put any light bulbs in, so the light was working. There was no light bulbs. And I was like, dude,
there's no light bulbs.
So going forward now, I know if you buy something, you need to buy the light bulbs too.
But that's what I said. We're going to learn, we're going to adapt, and it's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to do this.
So anyways, also I needed to add this as well, because I forgot to add it at the beginning. If you can see that my eyes, I suppose, is it in this lighting?
Yeah, probably.
My one pupil is like massive and the other one's like tiny or whatever. I'm getting treatment for an eye thing, for uveitis. If you want to Google it. If you don't care, then that's fine. But yeah, I'm having treatment for that, so that is why my one pupil is like completely blown. So there's nothing like dodgy or anything going on. It's been fun. 2026 has been great. But yeah,
It is raining outside.
it's
But yeah,
boring.
we'll cover a lot of stuff. I would say, like, it's been a roller coaster. It's been super nice. And we will put a few things on. We started a Instagram with all of our stuff on it now, and like, follow, subscribe. I'll put a few questions on Instagram for people to put their questions in on things we need to cover, and we'll make a list of those things. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoy the video, and we hope we can get into more of the detailed stuff. I think the next video will probably cover buying a house and buying a car, or whatever the case in Ireland, and yeah, how the family started with little.
Well, not how the family started. We
Elijah.
don't know how that happened.
But
But-
we know how that happens, but it was
A mission.
a massive process. So,
So, yeah. But anyways,
Anyways,
sounds like you're ending a phone call. Anyways, I will speak to you
I'll
later.
chat to you later.
Alright,
But just
okay.
1 second there. Good job.
Wait, I need to find the camera.